Okay, so we've got the SOUNDBOKS Gen 3 here today. A slightly different one. You don't normally see these in stores anywhere really. This one came from Poland. But yeah, so I'm sure you've heard of them. They've done a SOUNDBOKS Go recently as well, but this is obviously the flagship proper speaker. They market this at the loudest portable speaker ever. So I'm here to test that today and to show you what it sounds like. And then I'm going to be doing a comparison after this with the JBL PartyBox 110 and the 1000, so you can get an idea of where it sits between those two, which will be exciting for me as well. So let's start off with a bit of the specs. It's got 372 watt amps inside this thing, obviously what's carrying the power. You've got the a 10-inch 96 decibel woofer, two of those, and a 104 decibel compression tweeter there, which has got like a... Normally, like the PartyBox 710, for example, has two of these, but because it's got, you can see a wider kind of circle around it, which is a different shape than normal, which is supposed to amplify the sound around the tweeter. So we'll see how that works. Yeah, but it's supposed to be, instead of having two, they've got one that's a different shape, which you can see from the outside, which is nice. You can pretty much see all the internals of this thing. It's got a frequency range of 40 hertz all the way up to 20 kilohertz, which is very good for a speaker if you do your research. Against especially the JBL models, that is a good range. Can take Bluetooth 5.0, an aux in, aux out, or it's got an XLR balanced inputs, so you can have channel 1, channel 2, if you're a bit more of a professional, shall we say. This is a battery portable speaker as well. It can be powered by mains, but only up till about 50% volume, because the power supply quite literally can't power this speaker, which I find a bit odd. Clearly the power supply that they provide is for charging the battery, basically. It's not actually got enough power in it, so the speaker will shut down if you put it over about 60%, well, 50% battery while it's plugged into the mains alone. So on battery though, it will do 40 hours at medium volume, it will do 5 hours at full volume, and it will take 3.5 hours to charge. So if you are someone using this on a stage for a long period of time at full volume, then you may want another battery, which obviously they do sell with them, that you can just slot in and out between songs or whatever, because it's not going to... Yeah, if you want it at full volume, you literally can't unless the battery's charged. So, yeah. But saying that, what it can do off the battery is incredible. I'd say they claim the loudest battery speaker is pretty accurate. It's got some nice carry handles on the side. Again, I'll show pictures up on the screen. But yeah, it's got some carry handles on either side there, kind of around the like the woofer, like the air escape. So yeah, on either side. So it's actually not too bad to carry. I think it weighs about 17 kilos, which actually isn't that bad for something of this size. So it is genuinely like portable. Where like the PartyBox 310 or 710 or even 1000 are technically portable. You can take them places. They've got wheels and stuff. They are just too heavy and too awkward to do anything with. Whereas this is genuinely something you could just pick up one hand, throw in your boot, drive somewhere with it, or even walk. Really, it's actually not too bad. So yeah, props to them for that. They've done a really good job at making it, you know, quality enough, but not using lighter materials, clearly. And yeah, it's got a volume panel effectively on the other side, where with the power button, a button on the far right, a red one, which you can swap between solo, host, and join mode. So you can obviously pair, I'm not sure how many of these speakers, I think it's 5. You can pair 5 of these speakers together, which would be too loud, frankly, so I don't recommend it, but it is there. And then in the middle, you've got a very stiff volume dial, which is cool. It's clearly not meant to be. You don't want it changing when you're carrying it around, but it's very, yeah, it feels very solid, very premium to twist. And then obviously the volume goes up to 11, which is quite cool. You've got a Bluetooth button flashing at the bottom as well, just so you know that you're connected to Bluetooth, or if it's pairing with Bluetooth. And that's pretty much all there is design wise. I think I'll play a bit of music for you, and then I'll speak about the sound afterwards. So I'm going to be doing this at my normal 80% volume. So yes, here we go.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. I'm sad 'cause the flames won't burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's the pain you hide and disappear like shadows in.
Jesus, right. So I sat in this exact position with the Party Box 1000 not long ago, and I don't remember it being that loud. And I think the difference is with this is the JBL speakers are very bass heavy. There's a lot of artificial bass going on, a lot of the time bass that just isn't there, basically, which is a sound that a lot of people love, hence why they do it. But this is much more flat, almost. It's not flat, obviously, but it's much more balanced. So the bass is more as the artist intended it, and it's just... It's so much louder. It really is. It's like the actual vocals themselves and the other parts of the song where JBL kind of washes them out in favor of bass. This speaker is so much louder in those areas and in the areas that count, frankly, as well. So it's actually got a much more professional sounding. It doesn't sound as washed out almost. The JBL speakers, they don't, but they are. There's a lot of bass in there that shouldn't be there, and it does tend to drown out other instruments or other vocals or other parts of the song that you might otherwise hear. Yeah, and it is shockingly loud, but the bass is still there. It's definitely nothing like the Party Box 1000. That literally shook the room. It does kind of, it still shakes things, but it's not as... It's definitely nowhere near... It's not got that bass power that the Party Box does. But it's the sound in general. The actual sound signature itself, if you see what I mean, it is just better. It's clearer. I think it is louder, and it's, overall, it's a brilliant sounding thing, and it's much more portable. Obviously got no lights going for it, which is a bit sad, being someone who likes a light show. But the speaker itself is really, really impressive. It's got an app with it as well, which is actually, I'm happy to say, is very good. A lot of these times the apps kind of let them down. Like the JBL app, it often takes ages to connect to speakers, and it's really annoying. But I haven't had any problems with this. I did an update when I first got it. It went from 1.4.4 to 1.4.6, and then straight up to 2. And then to 2.1.1 or something. So it did like 5 updates. It took literally like 3 hours to do them all. But I assume it's made some difference somewhere, not that I can tell, but it's probably there. But yeah, the app experience is all very good. Lots of good instructions to tell you how to do the updates, when to take the battery out, etc. You can also register the product, so you get an extra year of warranty, and you can lock it. So if it's on stage, no one can, like the dial on the side won't change the volume. You can't turn it off. You can't change the mode. And no one else can connect to it, so that's quite good if you're obviously on a stage and you want to lock the thing. And that's quite an interesting feature. I've never seen that on anything else. You've got the standard EQ modes as well. There's like a bass plus, power, and indoor. And then this was on power, by the way, when I had it, so it wasn't the bass plus mode, because the power mode is a bit more balanced. But yeah, and then you've got a custom EQ where you can literally set what you want and save presets as well. So if you're someone that likes it properly flat, then you can literally just make a flat one and save it. So that's all there for you as well. You can obviously change the volume with the slider on there, and you can change if it's in solo mode and stuff like that, see the battery. It's actually a very good app. It's very easy to navigate, and it's very well laid out. So honestly, props for that, because lots of these apps for these things are just... It's almost where they fall down. Like the Sonos, for example. I know it's a strong opinion, but I think the speakers are almost ruined by the app, because the app is so bad and those speakers literally rely on the app to run. And I think they're fully let down by that app. I hoped it would get better last time I tested them, but it hasn't. But this luckily doesn't have that problem. The app is honestly quite good. And the speaker itself is, I don't know what to say apart from the fact it does sound brilliant. I'm looking forward to the comparison with the Party Box 110, which I'll be doing in literally just a minute. But I think that will give you a better idea of how clear it actually is, and where it falls down in the bass, but also where it like has a massive gain over in vocal quality and other instruments at the top end, which you just might not hear on the Party Boxes. So it'll be interesting to do that. Yeah, I will see you there. If you've got any questions, pop them down in the comments.